Hey everyone, I'm gonna make another cooking video. I'm gonna be making one of my favorite dishes that we make here at home. We call it potato chip chicken. It's actually just like fried chicken, but instead of putting like breading on the outside, we put crushed up potato chips, which is delicious. So here we go. Here are the ingredients. It's actually pretty simple. You need flour, which I have just flour in this. You need 1 egg. You need about a pound of chicken. This is actually almost 15 ounces. You need a bag of potato chips, just regular, I usually buy generic potato chips. And then we need a little tiny bit of milk. I'm gonna take an egg and we're gonna crack it into the bowl. Then we're gonna take some milk as I contaminate everything with my egg hands. We're gonna take some milk, probably about a 1/4 cup, give or take. And then we're gonna pour it in like that. And then with a little whisker thing, I'm gonna just whisk this around. And this is an egg wash, and this is what's gonna hold the breading onto the chicken. Okay, that part's done. I always put gloves on. You don't have to put gloves on if you don't want to, but it gets really, really messy and sticky to your hands, and I always feel like I can never get them clean enough. So you wanna set up a little station here. The first thing you wanna do is get a tablespoon, like a nice heaping tablespoon of flour, put it on a plate on the first side, and that's all you need the flour for, just about a tablespoon. That's station 1. Station 2 is the egg wash. Station 3 are the chips, and then I always have a plate that's ready to take the chicken after it's been breaded. So now, open up the bag of chips and crush them all up with a rolling pin or something. All right, so when the chips are completely broken up into teeny tiny little pieces, like this size, basically think of breading on chicken, then you're good to go. Take all the chips, put them out onto this plate, just like that. And now we're done with the potato chips, and everything's ready to go. All right, now we're gonna open up the chicken and we're gonna start breading it. So this particular chicken, like I said, is about a pound, and this is thin sliced chicken. Thin sliced chicken works best for frying because it takes less time to fry. If you can't get thin cut chicken, you can pound it with like a meat tenderizer to thin it out so it'll cook more consistently, or you can just cook it in the fryer longer, but then in my opinion, it burns the topping. All right, so all of these pieces of chicken are very, very, very thin. You take it, put it into the flour on both sides, and this kind of works like glue. Then put it into the egg wash, completely submerge it, and then move it over to the chips. Give it a flip, pick up the chips, put it on top, pat them down, repeat the same thing again for the other side of the chicken, and boom, the first one's done. And now you just keep repeating that over and over again for every single piece of chicken. If you have a ton of potato chips left, like I do, you can also double batter some of these. So I'm gonna do that real fast. I'm just gonna double dip it in the egg wash and then into the potato chips, and that'll just make like an extra thick crust on top of them. And I only have enough to do that really to one, which is fine. All right, there we go. So now I'm going to clean up this station and then I'm going to fry the chicken. All right, so now we're gonna fry the chicken. I should have said this at the beginning. You should start your fryer up before you do this. You can let the chicken sit for a pretty decent amount of time with the breading on it before you have to bread it. But I'm gonna set the fryer at 350 degrees and I'm gonna let it warm up and then we're gonna fry these. All right, so the fryer is up to temperature. It's 350 degrees. So I'm gonna get tongs and I'm going to start frying these. I can fit 2 pieces into my tray at one time. So I'm gonna do that. There's one. And there's 2. And then as for how long to fry these, I kind of just go by looks. Whenever it looks like it's golden brown, I take it out and then I test it with a meat thermometer. I'm looking for 165 degrees at a couple different points in the chicken. So let's let it fry. At some point it starts looking a little bit brown and the chicken curls up. At that point I usually pick it up and then I flip it over to the other side like this, let it drain, and then flip it over and then cook it for a little bit longer. Also, because the tongs touch the raw chicken and I want to take this out, I'm going to just take the tongs and put it inside of the grease like this, kind of deep fry the tongs for a couple seconds, and that should kill all the bacteria that was picked up by the raw chicken. It's pretty brown now. I'm going to take these pieces out and I'm going to test them with a meat thermometer. So I'm picking them up, let them drain, put it onto a plate. And of these two, this one I'm holding is the obvious thicker one, so that's the one I'm going to test first. I have meat probe thermometer and 178, 185, 196. Yeah, 196. So they're more than done. So now I'm going to take and try to fit, there's 3 more pieces. I'm going to try to fit all 3 in at once. They should fit because they're smaller. All right, meat thermometer again, and 169, 188, 180. So these are all good to go. All right, so that's it. That's all there is to it. Super easy, super fast, and now I have some beautiful looking potato chip chicken. If you like what you saw, you can subscribe. I do some pretty cool things. Mostly I play video games, but I have some other cooking videos you can check out, and I thank you very much for watching my video. Bye.